Alright, we are back in our best of 3, and the winner of this series goes to the Challenger League in this qualifier. So QXC is starting currently at the bottom left of the map. We could have introduced the Protoss player a little bit earlier, since we had him on screen a second ago. So QXC here, of course, the Terran in purple, whereas HelloKitty is the Protoss in red. And he got demolished. He got mauled in game number 1. But that does not reflect his level of skill, not by a long shot. QXC just got a really good move against him, and I don't think that HelloKitty expected such a heavy commitment to Reapers. That is something that you do not really see all that often. So, job well done by QXC in game number 1. Let's see what he has up his sleeve for the second game. If he can really end this with a 2-0 and advance to the Challenger League right away, or if HelloKitty is starting his comeback with this series and will force a third game out of his opponent. The map is Frost, and we are currently looking at Refinery here. Refinery first started, so he goes straight into the gas, and with that he will be able to really put the screws on once again. He wants to play the aggressive game. Bigger question, of course, is that going to be scouted? And yes, HelloKitty gets the early scout. He goes straight to the bottom left. That's always the problem when you have a 4-player map. We talked about this a little bit already today, but like getting this early scout, the lucky scout at the right position, is absolutely it's worth so much. It's really, really valuable, and he gets that information, and that's why he will know immediately gas first. And gas first lends itself to several things that you could do. You could go into Cloaked Banshees, you could go into a Widowmine drop, you could go, could have any kinds of shenanigans. But you really want to know that there is an early gas. So, game number 1 went absolutely horrible for HelloKitty, losing a Stalker and 11 probes in the early game against his opponent's quadruple Reaper start. And then with the double Oracle that he himself sent into the battle, he didn't do any damage whatsoever. So he just decided at some point that the game was over, especially since QXC sent a big chunk of his bio army across the map to end things. But yeah, game number 2, that's where it's at right now. HelloKitty needs to start his comeback, and let's find out if he can make that work. That should be that should actually be a really difficult game for him to handle. The second game, I feel, is going to be a little bit more, or this game at the hand is going to be a little bit more difficult for him than game number 3 if he really manages to win this one, just because there's so much pressure right now. If you play for a tournament for this long, and then you think about, oh my god, I'm down 1 game, if I lose 1 more map, I'm out, everything was in vain, then it's going to be absolutely, it's playing tricks on you. It's just the psyche. And there we have the Widowmine already building and the starport, so we're gonna see that drop with the Widowmines that we were mentioning earlier. The SCV is still scouting. He didn't see his opponent just yet. HelloKitty is starting things off with the Nexus on the other hand. And with that Nexus, looking down at the bottom right, we do not have any kind of possible detection just yet. He needs to start his tech. We need to either have a Robo for him or a Stargate, and it's gonna be the robotics. The timing should just work out for him so that he can get his observer out in time. Widowmines in the mineral line can be horrible. If such a Widowmine gets a shot off and kills like 3 to 5, you're falling behind fast. That is absolutely that is a big problem that you can have. We saw in this when I think Mana played today against this once and had a big problem since it did. Yeah, exactly. It was one of the games where he started with the Twilight Council, and it did not work out for him at all. So it was kind of a bit of a build order win for his opponent, but even in this game right now, that was the SCV by the way with the scout, even in this game it depends all on when do you get the observer, when is that Widowmine coming into play. But that dropship is going to be spotted immediately. There we go. And there's the first Widowmine trying to escape here. He's trying to walk in actually. Oh, the Marines alone are already doing damage, and the Widowmine will kill probably 1 single harvester here. Not even getting that shot off, so 0 kills. And that was a stellar defense by HelloKitty. That was a really, really good defense. That was very well done. That's pretty cool. So Very nice moves here by HelloKitty for the defense. Has those stalkers there at the beginning right away. Doesn't hesitate to drop immediately with the photon overcharge. And a bit unlucky for QXC that HelloKitty pulled all of his SCVs away, sorry, of his probes away. And therefore the problem was that there was no target. There was just no target for the Widow mine, and the photon overcharge took out the mine as soon as the observer was completed. So really good moves there. Right now the natural is under attack, but if you look at the harvester's kill, that's one single probe going down, and of course the SCV that was scouting earlier was taken out, and therefore it's actually like a pretty unhappy situation now for QXC. Everything that went well in game number 1 is going south in game number 2, and we have now 2 additional gates started. That's 3 gates in total, 3 gates and a robo, and well, for QXC we have that expansion a little bit delayed. The overall supply is kind of even, but the harvester count is this time so much better for HelloKitty. This is definitely where he can play a much more normal game. And also the Marines that are currently just trying to be a bit annoying, they can't really do damage. It's like basically ants that are trying to tickle a bear a little bit. They can be annoying, but they can't really harm him. And that's what we currently see here too. Yes, a few of those probes go down, but that's 4 additional probe kills, and 2 of the Hellions, they die, so it's kind of worth it. It's a little bit better of a trade for QXC because he gets the additional mining time lost that HelloKitty is suffering right now. But in terms of like value lost, resources lost, the Terran player is actually behind. And still trying to take down that one pylon. There's a second one, ensuring that those 2 warp gates are not going to fall off the power grid anytime soon. But yeah. Bottom left now, having a bit of a closer look at the Terran player space. We still have a lot of bio production for him going on. We have now the reactor at the factory, that's going to be good for the Widow mines. A bit of a quick poke here at the front with the scan where the observer was trying to get new information, was taken out right away. So pretty good map awareness here by, yeah, very good map awareness by QXC, making sure that he sees that coming. Dropping those mules and also securing himself this position a little bit with the additional missile turret that will help him out against a potential DT aggression, which is not happening here, but it's at least something that he, yeah, it's at least something that he can rely on, where he knows, alright, this is not going to happen. A nice observer, on the other hand, spotting all those movements. Another one coming in, double observer coming in. One scan would reveal 3 observers and take them down. But yeah, photon overcharge should be dropped, and there it is. Not a lot that he can do, but he can drop into the main base. Only if those stalkers are not in position. So QXC being the aggressor, and I really like his style here. He's going for the aggression, he's going for to pull up the moves, he's going for the drop play, he's trying to poke at the front, but he's baiting out the photon overcharge, and always looking for an opportunity to kill a couple of units. Maybe control the choke point here, maybe drop again into the base. And this time it actually works. He drops in the base, he gets the high ground advantage, he can snipe maybe a pylon or 2 and go up against this army, always move back as well. So thinking about it, moving back, leaving a Marine behind. It's just a very annoying style that he's playing here, occupying his opponent, and at the same time not even neglecting his bases at home, just reproducing, making sure that he has marauders. But on the other hand, the same is true for HelloKitty. HelloKitty is going for double upgrades. With the double forge, he's also in the possession of the Templar archive here with the storm upgrade. So storms will definitely be brutal for QXC to face without having anything that can take those High Templars out, and that's of course the ghosts. He needs to have a couple of ghosts, which he does not have just yet. He doesn't have started the Ghost Academy. Also the charge upgrade is coming in. And one of the things that we do... okay, there we go. There's the third base. I was just about to mention that we do not see a third base for QXC yet, so that's something, an advantage that he doesn't get. Because the aggression that he puts on HelloKitty prevents the Protoss player from getting a third base. And with QXC now getting a little bit ahead of him, that is going to work quite well. Once again, the drop into the main base. It's dropping in there, trying to take down the production, and the army of HelloKitty has to follow suit. There's the photon overcharge just in range. First building is down. He's trying to move back again, but Blink is ready. The stalkers are blinking down, and they are now the first victims in this war. Not the first one, but additional ones, since they are already in cooldown, and that's something where QXC just says, thank you very much, I'll take that. Another stalker goes down. Nice moves here, taking down maybe a sentry or 2. Yep, moving in again. QXC really trying to put these aggressive moves on his opponent. I mean, he's everywhere. Drops in the main base, aggression at the natural, so very well done. And he's also going for his double upgrades now. Actually, no, let me see. He has only one engineering page. Let me just quickly confirm that. Where is it? Yeah, single engineering bay for the upgrades. So he's going to fall behind a little bit with his upgrade count. And looking at it, we have 1-1 for both players. HelloKitty is starting his +2 upgrade for attack. And he needs to rebuild, of course, the Forge, since the Forge was sniped. But observers everywhere. How many does he actually have? Only 3. I could have sworn that he had more. Maybe another one was killed by a quick scan somewhere. Alright, let me have a quick look at the army supply. 87 against 79. The third base now started for HelloKitty, and that's when QXC is becoming even more active. But he's now facing Storm, and with Storm it's getting very difficult for him to do something here. If he eats a Storm, that will be a absolutely big problem for him. Eating a Storm here would be devastating, but he is trying to save this third base, HelloKitty that is, and that leaves his main base open. There is not a whole lot. Here come those warp-ins, but they might be a little bit too late, and those high Templars go down immediately. That's a big issue right now. A quick hit here, time warp goes down, but a lot of damage done, and another Forge is sniped here. He's trying to stutter step his way back, taking down a lot more of these Zealots. Really good job by QXC, doing a lot of damage, but leaving a bunch of units behind in his retreat. And HelloKitty can kind of equalize the score a little bit, but slowly and steadily QXC is pulling ahead and really making this not only work, but just, I mean, he's getting farther and farther ahead. It's small advantages. If he wouldn't have let these units die over here, he would be roughly 30 supply ahead right now. But as is, he already has a lead by just 10, 15 supply, and is always in a position where he can just annoy his opponent. Just look at this. Once again, he's moving in. There's nothing to defend. Mining time lost again. Maybe even a quick kill on all of those. Yes, he gets one of those Colossi. Gets the Colossus, can move back again. One Medivac goes down, the second one just barely escaping, but the third base has been mining for a long time right now. And this is something where QXC is starting to dump his minerals and his gas into double upgrades that he didn't have before. He's also using it to just get the ghosts into the play. He has the first few Vikings, so starting to counter those Colossi. A very strategic play from him. Resources lost is currently at 4,700 against 3,900, but that's something where QXC is just edging out small advantages, and it could even be better. I mean, if you perfect this style, it's so much better, but you are always the one to call the shots. You're the one who has the initiative of the game, and that just feels also very frustrating for your opponent. HelloKitty is currently running from the left to the right, from the main base to the natural, from the natural to the third, back to the main base, and the entire time he has to defend. Even though he has observers on the map, he does not know about the next moves about his opponent. Bam! One Widow Mine with a good shot here. Still active. And still this slight advantage for QXC in overall supply. But HelloKitty has that extra bank that he just used to even out the supply count. And we have the ghosts here. So with the ghosts, he could try to really snipe those high Templars. Oh my god, as fast as he can. But EMPs will do the trick just as well. QXC on the move. And he's taking a fourth base. Taking a fourth base behind it. And think about, where did most of this game take place? At the right side of the map, in the vicinity, in the realm of HelloKitty. And now the +3 attack upgrade has been started. +2 is already done. HelloKitty is a little bit ahead in the upgrades. He has also a shield upgrade, really important for him. But QXC is really starting to get a little bit of momentum going. Well, to be absolutely fair, HelloKitty now is starting to be maxed out. And with the upgrades that he has, he can also start to do some damage. But it's about the battles, and oh my god, those EMPs were beautiful. They were sexy as hell. And now the Zealots, they charge in again. QXC, can he do the damage? So he's starting to split his units, melting away the Zealots and that meat shield. But the DPS is done by the rest, by the Colossi and the Stalkers. And they force QXC back here. But the Terran player is getting those upgrades. He has the Möbius reactor right now. He has that 4th base nearly completed. The command center is about to be done, and we see the Terran player moving in once again, trying to fend off the Protoss that is finally fed up with what is happening here, and leads the charge now with the High Templars, trying to get storms whenever QXC is moving out. Both of them with really nice moves here. The base is done. Mules can be dropped at any time over here. We have a small chunk of units being taken out. QXC needs to be more careful. He can't lose units like this. He played a very aggressive game, but he's starting to actually lose a little bit of ground against his opponent that just has this advantage in overall upgrades. And here comes another blink back. EMPs are very, very good for QXC, but the High Templars are still with energy. The Storms can still hit home, and that's what he wants to go for. QXC is forced back over and over again. He's on the high ground right now, forced into a choke point where he doesn't really want to fight against the potential of being stormed. HelloKitty taking a supply advantage. He was biding his time the entire time, defending, and now finally taking the initiative, forcing QXC back. He wants game 3, and he might get it, because here come those additional EMPs, but the Storms are good. The High Templars were not affected by the initial EMPs, and now both of them at a very similar supply count. The army supply 90 against 97. That's what we're currently seeing here. Does he have the DPS though? We do not have a lot of medivacs anymore. We only have 6 of those, and those are running out of energy. So healing is a problem. He does not have the stim anymore that he needs. Every stim hurts at this point, and that's something that he can't afford. At the front, the Archons, they do a lot of damage, but the EMPs are working against them. The choke point now working in favor of QXC. He's sniping what he can snipe. He's forcing HelloKitty back once again, but the Protoss player is just warping in another round of units. His +3 armor upgrade is about to finish. QXC's on 3 attack and 2 armor, but this might be an overwhelming force that he's facing right now. Not enough bio units for the Terran player. His aggression might not pay off in the end. Can he really go through those Stalkers? Those are the last few units. Not a lot of energy left on the medivacs. They're doing a great job as is, but is it gonna be enough? Good blink micro here from HelloKitty. Both of them dropping in supply. The Marauders that are coming in are doing a great job forcing those Stalkers back, and this is just an absolute slugfest between the two players. We have still a couple of Zealots taking on that orbital command. It's finally going to be lifted, and QXC is now on the move. He has gained some momentum, and he wants to really take out his opponent. His 4th base is still going strong, and that's something that HelloKitty doesn't know about. He has never seen his base. He does not know about that additional source of income, but he might win the game after all. Where are the EMPs? There comes one. That Archon is going down. He needs to kill more, though. The Charge Lords are charging in, and now it's time for the retreat. QXC, with the mobility of the Afterburners, is moving back with his army, is trying to do what he can to get a stable position. He needs to repair that orbital on the other hand. It's still burning down. And, well, right now it's really time to stabilize a little bit. And this is the time where QXC can get ahead once again. And for a simple reason, the additional income that he has. Resources lost is basically the same for both of them. It's basically identical. But we have now, in terms of army supply, still the lead for HelloKitty. It's a matter of time, though. We already see long-distance mining here, and even another Widow mine at that position is taking its shots. 6 kills already on it, but here comes HelloKitty, and he has 6 High Templars against only 2 Ghosts, and we have all that production going into play right now. Saturation at that base here at the bottom is 19, so it's pretty decent. We have 16 right over here. A lot of gas still for QXC. He needs the minerals. And he is starting to slowly but steadily get into a position where he can close that gap in overall supply. He also has less harvesters, and this is of course something that you will notice if you look at the army supply then. Very close indeed, and with all the additional Vikings, the few Colossus that we have, it shouldn't be an issue any longer if you can wait for them. Here comes the army, here comes the Protoss player. We have one drop all the way at the top that could go in. That one Widow mine has been taken out, and it's now, oh my god, the storm, oh god, that could have cost him the game. QXC eats a massive storm, and that hurt. That hurt a lot. Wow. That was a big problem here. He's trying to heal up his army. He can still produce. His income is just simply better. It's a little bit better than HelloKitty's. 300 minerals, 400 minerals per minute more than his opponent. But this army is so beefy. It has great upgrades, and the storm, he just can't contest it. He needs the EMPs. He needs somehow to get those EMPs into the game. But how is he going to do that? He cannot get close enough to the High Templars. These artificial choke points that we see here, they are working in favor of the Protoss player, who's now moving into the production, trying to just cut off QXC from the additional units that he wants to produce here. Marauders, of course. He wants to get additional ghosts into the game. Barracks is going down now as well. We have a few units right over there, taking down Zealots and making sure that there's not a lot of mining going on at this base, shutting it out completely. And HelloKitty still doesn't know. He still doesn't know about this base. He could have ended this game a long time ago if he would have just taken it out somehow, but he doesn't get that damage in. And with him losing the income at this base right over here, what exactly can he do? He has no source of income anymore. He needs to send a couple of units home to make this work somehow, and that's what he's currently doing. But this is also where he loses some of his momentum. And that base is still there. He needs to, QXC, he needs to call on mules. He needs to call on mules and he needs to repair this position. HelloKitty is moving in once again. He's trying to take this. What about the position up there? We need to have something that repairs that orbital, or it's not going to make it for long. But QXC is dropping the mules. He's dropping them, he's dropping them fast. And finally a scout finds this planetary fortress. And HelloKitty can make sense of what's going on here. This is making a lot more sense to him right now. And he's like, oh my god, I didn't see that. And he mined here for an eternity. Up top, we have the repair going strong. Here comes the storm once again. QXC moving in. He's starting to take the initiative once more. And there go those Colossi. The Colossi are gone. Both of them. He takes the Archons out. HelloKitty dropping below 100 supply. He must be absolutely devastated right now. He sees what's going on. And this is absolutely brutal. He has finally some mining again, but this base he did not anticipate it to be there. He was working under false assumptions. He thought that the Terran player was running out of resources, and by now we have even another base set up for QXC, one that HelloKitty has no idea of. He just does not know it exists, and this means that QXC slowly and steadily is getting ahead in this game. A 40 supply lead for him right now, 100 army supply, 108 actually against 73. Another starport coming in, double medivac production, and once those medivacs are in the game, once he has a decent medivac count, going up to 8, going up to 10, he can heal his bio army. He has sustainability in the fights, and that is what he desperately needs. Right now, HelloKitty is on the ropes. He's on the ropes and down for the count, and if QXC doesn't run into massive storms, QXC is going to qualify for WCS America. He has so many ghosts. He has 9 against 3 High Templars, and he could be that could be exactly what he needs. He's controlling the position here. He knows that there's no base up there, and HelloKitty is just mining massive amount of minerals at this one base. But if you look and compare what we currently have in terms of income, it's just so much better for QXC. He has the better income, and this is without mules. He can't drop a lot of mules right now at those positions and then get even a better lead in the mineral income that he currently has. He's starting to starve a little bit for gas on the other hand, and that's what he's trying to correct with the refineries taken. But still a 40 supply lead, and he is starting to move in here. He's starting to move towards that third base, trying to send even a dropship over to the position where he knows that there's long distance mining going on. But here comes the Protoss player for a last stand, moving in, and everything is just going down. All those observers are already gone. The storms, they are good, they are strong. The Zealots charging in and doing what they can. Can they break through though? It doesn't really look like it. The army supply is still 66 against 30, but nice stutter stepping here by QXC. HelloKitty was able to push him back once again. All the way at the top though, we have him still going in for a new few attacks, and going at the bottom we still have the reinforcements for QXC. He has the income that he needs now. He can take 2 additional refineries if he wants to. And here come those dropships once more going in, taking down even more probes. And QXC is manning up for a last and final assault, trying to just end this game. There's the GG, and Complexity's QXC advances. He qualifies for the Challenger League, for the WCS America Challenger League. Congratulations here to the Terran player. Job well done. 2 incredible games by him, and he is able to triumph over his opponent HelloKitty and qualifies for the first season of WCS.